G'day everyone, Turbo Tristan here. In today's video, we are back on the budget build CL9 race car. We've lost 2 engineers and an accountant. Don't know where they've gotten to, but they're meant to be here to help build this car because they're going to be driving this car. Don't know where they are, but we do have Stig, the shock man, and we've got John, the brake man, and we're going to do some brakes and shocks and control arms. Stick around and I'll show you what we've got. I'll let these guys tell you what we're going to do to the car today, and we'll get it stopping and handling. All right, John, so you're the Protex man, you're the brakes man. What do we got over here?
So standard Protex coated rotors, Ultra Plus pads. I've used these on track before for a road pad. They hang on really, really well. Standard pads and coated rotors for the rear. So at the moment, we're not going to do any upgrade to the brakes. We're just going to make it safe and make the standard brake system stop as best we can with what we've got. So if we find that this brake system's not good enough, we've got some other ideas. We've got some other ideas for calipers. We've also got some ideas on putting bigger rotors off later models on. So this will be a good test to see what we can do with the stock brake system, keep the price low. That's the whole aim of this, is to keep the price down.
What do we got over here, Mr. Suspension Stig?
Okay, so we're going down the same theme that we did with that John's going down, which is we're looking at getting the base product right first. So again, no super enhancement to the suspension arms. However, with a simple check of the car, we noticed that some of the lower control arm bushes have failed, quite common in the Honda and always looked at. So we're lucky enough to get the upper control arms, but standard in its format, and the lower control arms the same. I'm a bit luckier than John in the fact that the enhancement that we're looking for, again, is handling. So we're looking to upgrade the suspension, lower the car a bit, and also give us the tunability of the adjustability of the coilover shocks. And we're putting those in from Max Speeding Rod. So again, we've just opened up the Max Speeding Rod coilovers. Again, from the look and finish of them, they're really good. We all know that looks can be deceiving, but the other side of that, these couldn't be just what we're looking for to tailor make it to the stance that we're looking for, but also the handling characteristic we're looking for each of the drivers. So it'll be an interesting learn for me as well. Let's see how we go.
You guys on the channel are all familiar with Max Speeding Rods. They are a budget coilover. This is a budget race car. Stig's set up 100 different race cars over his career doing suspension stuff. He hasn't played around with the Max Speeding Rod coilovers. We are going to test them, put it through its paces. We're going to have 6 different drivers punish this car for an hour at a time in an endurance race. So we're going to see how good a bang for buck these latest iteration of the Max Speeding Rods coilovers are. One more thing, Max Speeding Rods sponsored the video, so thanks so much. If you guys want to support the channel, there's a link in the description which gives you 10% off using my code, which is Tristan1 for the Max Speeding Rods website. They are having a Black Friday sale, which is even further discount on top of that. So you get a double discount. They can sell you a generator for the apocalypse. They can sell you fuel injectors, fuel pumps, all the different arms and brackets, as well as coilovers, turbo kits, whatever you want. Check them out. There's something for everyone's car. Doesn't matter what it is. Link in the description. Okay, so I've taken the driver's side all apart myself. We've got everything out. Just got to take out the shock and the top control arm. The reason why we're changing these lower control arms, as you can see here, these are split. Now, even though these are standard, they're not any fancy bushings. These are an OE replacement, and we got those from RoadSafe. I'll be putting these on the Spool Up website in the future, just OE replacement. This car had 250,000 Ks on it, so it's important to check these things and replace them. Otherwise, your wheel alignment's going to be out. Steering feel's going to be out, handling's going to be out, so that is why we're chucking these ones in the bin, fitting the brand new ones. So I'm going to stick those in now. So all that racket that you can hear behind me is Chris. He finally turned up, don't know where he went. He was waiting for a mate or something, I'm not sure. But he's grinding away the rear shocks. Now, the Max Speeding Rods coilovers, this mount here for the rear shock was about 5 mil too long. So it's a little bit universal. So we're grinding that down. We're taking 5 mil, so 2.5 mil off each side, so it will fit in the back of the car. We've got the rear rotors off. They're pretty clapped. And then we've also got the front rotors off. These ones are also pretty clapped. This has been sitting for a long time. Really, really worn on the back. There's quite a big lip on there. But these are the new Protex rotors. They've got that special anti-corrosion coating on there, so they're not going to rust up on the hubs. Still going to look nice. And once you hit these on the track with the pads, it'll just take that coating off there. It's only going to take 1 or 2 stops and that'll be all nice and clean. So we're going to stick these on now. There's Chris doing the measurements. He's been grinding away and sending us all deaf, but good job, mate.
Thank you, sir.
How far away are you?
About 5 minutes, I reckon, for one side.
Yep.
And then we can test it out. Make
Cool.
sure that it's...
That's one thing you need to be careful of if you're putting the Max Speeding Rods coilovers in your CL9. I will give them the feedback so that they can modify their design and change that so it's a straight bolt on. They probably fit a couple of different models, so I'll just let them know and see what the reasoning was behind that. Nothing that a grinder can't fix, so back to it. I'll show you once we've got some more pretty stuff bolted on. Okie dokie, John, so we've fitted up the Protex rotors and Protex brake pads. We've also done the Max Speeding's coilovers. They're just at how they were set out of the box. We haven't adjusted them yet. Top road safe upper arms, bottom road safe lower arms. These are some pretty fancy pads in here. You've done a lot of testing with these, haven't you?
Yes. So I tested these on a Kia Stinger. Comes out Brembo stock. We pull the front Brembo rotors and pads out. Put Protex performance rotor, unslotted, just the standard performance rotor, and a set of these pads, which is the Ultra Plus. And then went out and did some brake testing. We got shorter stopping distances than we could do with the Brembo OE. If I have a look, say this is on using a draggy, so we get good data. If we look at the 0 to 100s, there's the Stinger there, 2.51 seconds, 100 to 0, pulling almost 2 Gs on the first initial, and pretty much a constant 1.5 G. And that's on a street tyre, that's a 225 front. Pilot Sport 4S, standard street pressure on the street. So I think that's pretty good stopping to be able to do on a car that's probably 1,800 kilos.
What are some of the other times on the draggy there?
We have a look there. That's the second quickest we've got history out of. This is Australian stopping. If we go and look at the Kias in general, this is all just Kia stopping.
So this is all over the world?
Yeah, so this is Kia worldwide in history. It does have the shortest stopping distance.
Everything.
Of every Kia there is.
And that's with these pads that you can just get anywhere?
Yes. We're also using these on the track at Sandown.
Yep.
So down the straight, we're hitting just maybe 640 degrees Celsius on the pad, and they're hanging on. So I was boiling the fluid before the pad would fade. We've now put race fluid in that car, and it's stopping really well. I'm quite surprised. It's not a track pad, but for a street pad on the track, it's amazing.
So we've outdone the factory Brembos on the Kia. So they come with Brembo brakes. So we didn't change those, or John didn't change those, but he changed the pads and the rotors to just the Protex Ultras, which is what we're running in this budget race car, and outperformed his Brembos by a few meters or a few feet? A few meters. So, you know, we'll see how we go. This is a budget car, and these are much cheaper than the Brembo pads, but the data speaks for itself. So, yeah, look up Protex next time, guys. Check them out. I'll be chucking these on the Spool Up website as well. You heard the man, #1 in the world for Kia stopping with these pads. Hopefully that transfers over to the CL9. Alrighty, So everything that you've just seen was filmed on Thursday night. It is now Saturday. I've been mucking around on the car. Got a facelift conversion for sale if anyone wants it, up on Marketplace. Just saying. The coilovers are fitted, the brakes are fitted. We are one step closer to hitting the track. One thing and one bit of feedback that I'll be giving Max Peating rods is they don't go low enough. That is max low all the way around. So we've still got a couple of finger spaces there. How good do those Protex brakes look? We've also upgraded the wheels. So we had some 16 by 6.5 inch Honda S2000 wheels on there. Now we have some 17 by 7.5 inch Honda Accord Euro wheels. They fit a lot better on the hubs and they're the right wheels for the car. Plus we can run a few different tires. Some of the extra mods that I've done include fixing the wipers that I stuffed up. You can see down in there, we're gonna have nice heat extraction. Inside the interior, I've put some washers under the factory shifter, spaced that up. We've put on the Type R gear shifter with the nut on the bottom. That's up as high as it can go while still getting good thread engagement. We're starting to muck around with some seat brackets so we can get that sorted and get a race seat put in here. We've got harnesses coming, coilovers, nice and easy access. We can adjust everything while we're going. We've got a new battery coming for the boot, which we'll be sticking in. And I've got to make an air intake. In the last video, I said that we would make this car not run just like all the rest of my projects by the end of the video. Well, it doesn't run now because there's absolutely no exhaust on there. We've taken off all the heat shields. We can't start the car. It's going to just throw codes. So we've done some other things with the front bar. John took home the little grills here, those little brake ducts, and he has machined them out or filed them out, ground them out, whatever you want to say. And they're now gone. So we've got brake ducts, which will be shooting straight in there, straight to the brakes on all the straights. We'll make up some little deflectors in there as well. We need to get a new bar. This bit's shagged, that bit's shagged, totally shagged. We need to get these little pieces that go on the corners to clip it up. I've also got those little rubber bungee cords that go on the guards. We'll stick those on. I've rolled the guards as well, so they're all lipped all the way in, all the way around. And we also have a name for the race car, Rhonda, the racing Honda R, Type R. I didn't name her, the guys at work did. But in the next episode, hopefully we'll knock out an intake and exhaust. If we don't do that, we'll definitely do some harnesses, service the car. We've got oil and oil filter already, bleed the brakes, make up some bucket seat mounts, and put in the harnesses, and yeah. So all of that sort of stuff is coming in the next videos. Make sure you do subscribe so you can see us fit all of that racework stuff there. We've got some more goodies over here as well to go on the car. Exhaust stuff. We've got a hookup with an exhaust partner, which we'll be getting into as well in the next video. Oh, and we sold the cat out of the car for 700 bucks. We sold the K&N panel filter out of the car for 65 bucks. And I've got the S2000 original rims for sale for around about 300 with the pretty average tires on there. So we'll see if anyone buys that. But at the moment, this car that did cost us $1,500 is now costing us around about half of that. We might even be in front by the time we finish this project because we've got Optima batteries from Federal Batteries as a sponsor. We've got an exhaust supplies company, which we'll get into soon, that is a sponsor. Raceworks is a sponsor. RoadSafe is a sponsor. Protex is a sponsor. Yeah, this is going to be the world's most budget race car, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.